All right, y'all. So, we are practically done with the anniversary now that hard mode is out as well. Obviously, I want to say by next week, guaranteed, we are going to probably start getting like the announcements for the next character coming into Nikke. If you're wondering why my light is so bright here, I don't know why. If this is maybe what I gotta do. But I'm watching the quintuplets. I'm rewatching it. I'm bored and I need another anime to watch. Well, I haven't watched the quintuplets in years. And I didn't even watch that movie. So I'm really excited to rewatch all season 1 and season 2 and then into that movie. It's like, what's it called? The quintuplets. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, Miku and them, right? But I want to talk about the anniversary, right? My thoughts on the anniversary, all the stuff that I liked, all the stuff I didn't like, and what I wish they would have done, or what I feel like they did just right. Now, is this the best anniversary out of all 3 anniversaries in the sense of like the first anniversary, the second anniversary, and the third anniversary? I think this is the best one. I think this anniversary had the best story. I feel like the second anniversary was so hype, obviously because like Cinderella was super hype, and the first anniversary was like very hype as well because Red Hood. I don't think the third anniversary had the same type of character hype for a lot of people compared to Cinderella and Red Hood, but I do believe that this anniversary was the best one, right? Let's talk about obviously the rebate system. First off, this rebate system was introduced, I believe, with Little Mermaid, right? So obviously by having a rebate system and being introduced with Little Mermaid, that means Cinderella and them didn't have that. That already makes these banners a lot more valuable than those other banners, right? Because basically people save up all their gems for the anniversary. So if you dump all your multis on these anniversary banners and you get multis back, that is really helpful as well, right? As you guys know, I think for when it came to Liberalia here, I ended up getting her because like that extra multi, right? I don't remember, but yeah, it's a really good feature. It's a really good feature. Now, one thing about this anniversary that I will say, a lot of people might be disappointed about, is that we're looking at 2 anniversary characters who are very powerful. But one thing I noticed is that a lot of people were not really happy that they didn't surpass any of the other pilgrims in the game, right? Well, they did surpass a lot of characters, but like a lot of the characters that we wanted to get surpassed, like Crown and Cinderella, these characters didn't surpass them, right? Nayuta, I think Nayuta is going to be a game changer for a lot of content. Like, she is a character that if you were struggling for Mother Will, which a lot of people were, she makes Mother Will very just that alone. I'm not even talking about all the other stuff. I'm not talking about her kit. I'm not talking about that alone is more of a reason for you to have this character. Mother Will was by far the hardest boss in the game, and this character genuinely makes Mother Will a joke. Really, she really does, right? So I feel like we got meta characters throughout this anniversary, and obviously we did definitely get 2 top 10 characters. Like, I would say Nayuta again is number 4, and then I would say Liberalia is definitely in the top 10. I think as time goes by, I am going to slowly get to that conclusion of like Liberalia might be better than Cinderella if we're talking about an overall sense, right? Because the only way, like the only content where Cinderella actually beats Liberalia in terms of damage is if she's fighting one singular enemy, right? But everything else in the game, realistically, if it's not one single enemy, right, then everything else is just like a bunch of enemies, right? And then you're going to see Liberalia kind of just clutch that up, right? I think the only thing that's really holding her back is the fact that she does need to attack a boss to get that 231% attack damage buff. And then a lot of story stages, you're not going to get to the boss until like you get to that final wave. And the same thing for tower, and the same thing for, like, you know what I'm saying, when only bosses with mobs is where you're gonna have that active instantaneously, right? But when it comes to story, PvP, tower, she's still gonna hit very hard, don't get me wrong, but she's not going to have that. So maybe I'm gonna redact my statement, maybe just because of that, Cinderella is always gonna be better than Liberalia. But again, only time can tell, right? I don't know. I have to still use her for the next few months to come to that conclusion. But yeah, I feel like obviously the 3rd anniversary, I think the one thing that I am most disappointed about is that we still haven't gotten another character like Red Hood in the sense of being a multiple bursting character. And it really does make me feel some type of way, because it's like, are you telling me Red Hood is the only character that's ever going to have a mechanic like that? Right? The only other character in the game who has somewhat of a mechanic like that is Rappy, right? And that's because it's Rappy Red Hood. And that's what's making me believe like the only characters in this game who's gonna have multiple bursting effects are what? Like Red Hood type characters? which is only Red Hood and Ravi. Like, come on, bro. I just don't like that, realistically, right? And that's not confirmed or anything like that, but it is a bit like, you get what I mean? I feel like it's just a bit annoying that that seems to be the case with what they're doing. Honestly, that's what it seems like is happening, right? But I don't know. I don't want to put speculations out there and stuff like that. I was hoping that, you know, again, one of these two at least were going to be multiple bursting characters, but none of them were. I am satisfied with the actual overall character. Very powerful win DPS, very like must-have win DPS realistically, and then just very powerful win DPS again, and just kind of a must-have character in general. I feel like if you miss out on this anniversary when you have access to these characters, then I don't even know what to tell you. In terms of the story and stuff like that, since we are done Goddess Fall and stuff like that, I would say it's the best event story in the game by far. I think before this, not even like Red Ash or freaking what was hers called? I forgot what Cinderella's was called, right? But I feel like even before Goddess Fall, the best story before was Dorothy's, right? The Overzone. I still felt like that was the most emotional and best and like just all around best story you could have. I do feel like Red Ash is up there as well, obviously, but Overzone for me personally was #1. I think Goddess Fall is by far the best story the game has ever had. There's so many twists and turns and freaking, it's like just an insane emotional roller coaster. And you know, Goddess Fall really did prevail. I feel like Goddess Fall was definitely one of the best, easily one of the best events they could have had. Now, in terms of skins and stuff like that, I feel like they should have given skins to I don't know, Crown got a skin and Little Mermaid got a skin, and I honestly I'm not a fan of either of their skins. Like I'm a fan in the sense of like their actual skin, but I'm not a fan in the sense of like they got skins. Only because like I'm talking about like from personal, I'm talking about like a personal thing here, right? But I have Crown's gotcha costume skin. I don't have Little Mermaids, but people have both of them, right? And my whole thing is like, what are you gonna do? I don't know if people actually change their skins in this game or anything like that, but I just don't see a world where I'm ever going to change my Naked King skin for this gotcha skin king it's gotcha, or not gotcha skin, this battle pass skin. I feel like a lot of other characters could have used it. Maybe more of the well, both of them are really relevant. I don't know, maybe it's just a personal thing, but it's really just like I think it's more of a personal thing. I really am excited or happy about this right here, this rerun thing, because either by the 4th anniversary guaranteed or even by the 3.5 anniversary, if they are going to do these anniversary reruns, that means the next set of reruns will 100% be Cinderella, Crown, and then probably Scarlet Black Shadow. Because if you guys take a look at the selected banner, it's half anniversary, New Year, right? This is all of 2023. So I'm assuming either the 4th year or the 3.5 anniversary, most likely the 4th year, they're going to rerun Crown, Cinderella, and Scarlet Black Shadow. That's where it's going to get crazy, because right now Crown and Cinderella are still the best in their respective roles. Crown is still the best supporter in the game, and Cinderella is the best DPS in the game, which does give me hope for whenever they do a rerun, because I'm going to assume the character that comes out with them would have to be better than both of them, right? There's no way you're rerunning Cinderella and Crown, and then if people don't have them, you're gonna tell me to tell them to summon for characters that are weaker than them. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to Liberalia and Nayuta, I feel like they're both better than all three of these characters. That's why this makes more sense. Like, you know, like, okay, who should you summon for, one of these rerun characters or the brand new Pilgrims? Obviously the brand new Pilgrims, they're better, but if it was like a case where they were weaker than like Red Hood and you didn't have Red Hood, I would say go for Red Hood. Why are you gonna summon for characters that are weaker than Red Hood? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously the free once a day thing has always been something in the game, so like that, or like for anniversaries and stuff like that, so I'm not really too like crazy about that. The gotcha skins, I think obviously they had the perfect choices. One thing I kind of wish they did was Liberalia got one. I feel like obviously Nayuta, don't get me wrong, I feel like Nayuta is a great character and this is like a canon thing, right? And Red Hood, I feel like Red Hood definitely deserved the gotcha skin, right? 100%, she definitely deserved one. It was just not fair that Red Hood, it was her this is the 3rd anniversary or the 2nd anniversary where she's been out for 2 years, right? After this anniversary, Red Hood's been out for 2 years and she never had any skins beside the free costume one or the free like skin one, right? So I felt like it was an anniversary that she did need to get something, and I'm really happy she did. But like, I wish that Liberalia also got a gotcha costume skin. Kind of like what they did with Little Mermaid and Mihara, right? They just gave both of the brand new characters gacha skins. In this one, they gave Red Hood and Nayu gacha skin and left Librelio out. Personally, I love Librelio, so I'm like not the happiest about that, but I'm very happy for Red Hood skin. I'm not being funny, y'all. A Red Hood skin might be like the sexiest one in the game, bro. Like, I'm about to show you guys peak gooning Zxous. Shout outs to my boy forgetting me this, but like, look at that. What are we talking about? That's crazy to me. Like, if you don't have that, I don't even know what to tell you, because there's nothing that's beating them cheeks. Other than that, I feel like the story as well, chapter 41 and 42 with this event, I feel like this event had so much content, it's unreal. Genuinely, chapter 41 and 42, we got looks at like, you know, new characters. We got looks at the New Year's character, most likely Anise's new design and stuff like that. Right, obviously, like I said, Goddess Fault, greatest story, great cutscene, a lot of lore, a lot of trauma, a lot of like it's a huge emotional roller coaster. We lost some heroes and stuff like that as well. I feel like this anniversary is the anniversary where we already can like feel that we're entering a completely new era of Nikke, right? We've still, for the last 3 years, we've been in Nikke, like in a sense, or in a point in Nikke where 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, all the characters have been connected. I feel like we're going into a new era where we're about to just get a boatload of new pilgrims, a boatload of new characters, and the characters that came from 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 are not going to be as relevant story-wise compared to the next couple of years of characters, right? They got rid of Isabel. They got rid of Haran. They got rid of Noah, realistically. I mean, I think Noah still survived, realistically. They said her brain is still around, but Isabel and Haran are dead. They're no longer ever going to have anything in the story besides, like, unless it's like a flashback or like what's happening with freaking Mira and Rose. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they're never going to have anything else in this game, right? I assume they're still going to get favorite items. I hope, right? Which leads me to my next thing. I really wish they gave those 3 characters favorite items. I just don't see why they didn't, right? Noah is atrocious outside of PvP. Haran is atrocious all around. And then Isabel is good because of Arcana. Like, she's decent because of Arcana, but she's still atrocious. I feel like all 3 of them deserve the favorite item, and this event was the perfect event to give them that. I understand we just got favorite items a few months ago, but I do feel like this was by far the best time to do that. But yeah, overall, if I had to give this anniversary a rating out of like 10, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10. I feel like literally the only thing holding me back from getting them that 10 out of 10 is the fact that like they didn't get no favorite items for pilgrims, especially this seemed like a pilgrim heavy. Like I'm talking way more pilgrim heavy than last anniversary. This was a pilgrim heavy thing. Chime as well. I want to talk about Chime. She's really good if you have her with Crown, in the sense of like her buffing up Crown. Other than that, she's not really that good. I feel like everything this anniversary, from what they gave for free to what they gave for the characters you have to pull for to the story, I feel like the whole delivery for this anniversary was good. There's only personal preference things, like I said, that I don't like. I wish Librelio got a gacha custom skin. I do. Especially since I've waited 3 years for her. So yeah, this is just a personal thing, but you guys let me know what you think about this anniversary. What you guys rated out of 10, and yeah, share your thoughts down below. It's your boy Zxous, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Also, do you guys want me to still do showcases for the anniversary characters? Because like I said, the anniversary is kind of done now, right? We're just kind of going through the little stuff we have left, but the anniversary realistically is done now. Do you guys still want me to do showcases for some of these characters? Because I still feel like there's some team comps I can do, but I don't know, right? I might either just go back into my regular videos or still try to, you know, do stuff with the anniversary characters. But you guys let me know. It's gonna be your boy Zxous. I'm see you guys next one. I'm out later. Peace.